I mean, there are many natural hair myths. Where do I start? Hey y'all, it's Sheree. What's up? Today, we're gonna talk about natural hair myths and lies. I mean, honestly,
There are plenty.
but today we're just gonna focus on 5. These are 5 lies that I consider to be the most important, the most pervasive in the natural hair community. So if you're interested in what these lies are to me, then stay tuned. I think the biggest lie for me, especially as someone that has low porosity hair, is that low porosity hair is inherently protein sensitive. There's so much information and content around avoiding protein if you have low porosity hair. Y'all, that is not true. That's not true. Every low porosity natural hair person is not the same. Quite honestly, low porosity is on a spectrum. Some of us have low porosity hair, and some of us have low. You see that? Some of us have really low porosity hair, and some of us are somewhere in the middle. I, for instance, have low porosity hair, but I also have fine strands, so I have to use protein in my regimen. If I did not use protein regularly in my regimen, I would be bald-headed. Okay? I would be Sheree Del Sol circa 2011 when I first did my initial big chop. I've had many cuts and big chops since then. But every low porosity person is not protein sensitive. If you are watching this video and you can hear the words that are coming out of my mouth,
do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Then you need to learn your hair. Figure out whether you are protein sensitive or not. Just being low porosity is not enough to think that you are protein sensitive. How does your hair respond to protein? How is your hair feeling? Is it feeling gummy? Is it feeling stringy? Does it feel like it doesn't have any strength to it? Honey, you need protein. You need protein fast, okay? I have several videos on protein treatments. I will link them in the cards. I'm not gonna get into it into this video, but again, if your hair is mushy and gummy and you are low porosity and you're still putting more moisture into it because someone on YouTube told you to do so, you need to stop. And you need to pick up some protein. It's super duper important and it will honestly transform your hair. Next one is more of a personal pet peeve. There's a lot of talk in the natural hair community as though water in your spray bottle will fix everything. The product isn't moisturizing enough? Add water. The product doesn't have slip? Add water.
The product doesn't work and is breaking your hair off? Add water.
Y'all, listen to me. Water does not fix everything. Some products are basura because they're just basura for your hair. No amount of water can fix products that are ineffective. What water does specifically is that it helps the distribution of product, especially if a product is too thick. It helps to thin it out and make it easily distributed throughout your hair. And water, by its very nature, adds slip. If a product doesn't have too much slip or if it's really thick, water will help to thin the product out so that it slips through your hair and allows you to detangle. But let me tell you this. When the water evaporates, like water does, like when your hair dries, whether it takes 5 hours or 15 hours or 50 days like me, once the water evaporates off of your hair, and the product is not moisturizing, it's not softening, it doesn't have ingredients that your hair loves, your hair is going to be dry. No amount of water will help that. I see a lot of videos where folks are like, well, just add water. I'm going to add water. My hair feels great. Yeah, your hair feels great in the moment. Water moisturizes the hair. But once the water goes and the product don't have enough body, enough life, enough substance and sustenance, your hair is going to be dry. It just is. It just is. Now, this is going to be something that's hard to admit, as I have been a victim, now a survivor of this. But you cannot reverse heat damage and color damage. You can't reverse the damage, the true irreversible damage of your hair. Now, there are some instances where there is a slight loosening of the curl. There's some loss in elasticity. There's a 1% or so of us that may be able to revert this slight loosening of our texture. Maybe we went from like a 4A, B, and then we kind of went to like a 4A, perhaps with some protein treatments, some low manipulation styling, with really babying the hair. Maybe it will eventually get back to 4A, but do not hold on to that maybe, because for the rest 99% of us, we're going to have to cut our hair. Whether it is a transition over a few months or a few years, or it is a big chop, the damage will have to go. There's no way you can go from a 4C to a 3C and think that is going to bounce back. It's not. No amount of egg treatments, no amount of beer rinses, no amount of after G2 protein treatments, no amount of watching that girl on YouTube who reverted her heat damage, but she really just grew her color out and cut the ends off. No amount of any of that will help your hair to revert. It's not going to happen. Hair is not alive. Hair is dead. Once your hair doesn't curl in the way it used to curl, you gotta let it go, sis. You gotta let it go. I don't know if this is a lie, more so that it's just misinformation, but y'all gotta stop telling people that co-washing causes buildup and that everyone has to shampoo. That is not true. Okay, so here's the thing. I am an avid co-washer. Co-washing is my cleansing method of choice, cleansing as well as using clay washes. Now, that's not to say that I don't use shampoo. I don't ever advocate for solely co-washing. I am not 100% curly girl. That gonna make your hair fall out. So don't go will I get sued for saying that? Wait. I didn't say that. Read that. I do not advise the sole use of a co-wash. I do think everyone will benefit from shampoo. I advise shampooing once a month or once every 6 to 8 weeks. I do not advise you solely co-washing. However, the co-washes and the co-washing of 2020 is not the same as when I went natural back in 2011. Back in the day, we were using our regular Tresemme Naturals, Hello Hydration from Herbal Essences. We were using these regular old conditioners to clean our hair. Conditioners that did not have any cleansing agents in it. Now the natural hair community has done come up. We now have co-washes that contain actual surfactants, things that actually clean and cleanse the hair, such as cocoamidopropyl betaine, which is one of my favorite mild cleansers. There's a number of co-washes that we can find that actually contain surfactants which clean the hair. Again, don't go out using your regular old conditioner, but co-washing is a tool. If you have naturally dry hair and you can't maintain moisture in your hair and you're shampooing your hair twice a week, once a week, that may be too much for you. It's too much for me. I have very dry hair, super dry hair. Shampoo would break my hair off. That's just it. But again, that is me. Everyone's hair is different. If you thrive on shampoo, then use shampoo. I don't appreciate the slander of the co-washing gals, okay? Co-washing is not like washing your body with body lotion. That is a false equivalency, because co-washes on the market today, and I will link some of my favorites, do contain cleansers. Period. The last myth and lie of this video is that grease is bad. I used to think this too. I remember I grew up on grease, right? My hair has always been pretty much shoulder length most of my life, which in black communities is considered long. But now that I've surpassed that and I'm almost at waist length, we know we can grow past shoulder length hair, right? But my mom used grease. I grew up on grease. It wasn't until I was introduced to the natural hair community is when I started to believe that grease was bad. But as of late, y'all have seen on my channel, I will include my grease playlist. I've realized that grease isn't bad. Grease has its place. I personally would not put grease on my scalp because there are more nourishing things I would want to put on my scalp, like my hair growth oil infused with, like, you know, amla and fenugreek and all of that. I can use castor oil. There are more things that I want to use on my oil, on my scalp, besides grease. But on the actual hair strands, grease is excellent for sealing in moisture. Now again, I prefer my shea butter. I have a video comparing grease and shea butter. You can check it out. I found that my shea butter was more effective in sealing moisture into my hair, but that's not to say it's the same for everyone. Some people don't like shea butter. Some people need grease to seal the moisture in their hair, and they have booty crack length hair. Y'all know that's the goal. Okay? But grease isn't bad. If you want to use grease and you've thought about using grease, grease is an inexpensive way to seal in moisture into your hair. Again, I've said this in another video. You can't seal in dryness, right? You cannot seal in dryness. But once your hair is nice and moisturized, slap some grease on that thing and it's good to go, right? So I definitely am an advocate for using grease if that is what you want to do. I have grease alternatives as well. If you want a video on my grease alternatives, let me know. But grease itself is not bad. Petrolatum, petroleum, these ingredients are not bad. They have a place in your regimen if you want them to. Simple as that. But that's it, y'all. These are my myths and lies. Again, I got some more. So if you do want to see a follow-up video, definitely give this video a thumbs up. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to y'all later. Be well. Peace, y'all.